Comrades, friends, it truly is a special honour for me to be here this evening to join you on what is a very momentous occasion. The recent decision by ETA to take the historic decision to cease to exist is truly an historic moment for the whole of Europe. The decision has the potential to transform the relationships between the people of the Basque Country and the people of Spanish and French states. On behalf of Sinn Féin, I want to commend the leadership of ETA and the Basque National Liberation Movement on this momentous initiative. I also want to commend the Basque Civic Society, the International Verification Commission and Sortuk for their courage, their efforts over many difficult years to build the peace process. This is a truly defining moment. It's a milestone in the efforts to build a lasting peace in the region and to achieve a political settlement rooted in the exercise of the right for the Basque people in self-determination. Sinn Féin supports the rights of all people to determine their own political, social, economical and cultural destiny. There is an onerous responsibility now on the Spanish and the French governments and all of the political parties to grasp this opportunity that's been provided by this extraordinary development. Sinn Féin have been supportive of the efforts to create and develop a peace process here in the Basque Country for over 20 years. Gerry Adams and other Sinn Féin leaders have travelled regularly here to the Basque Country and elsewhere to participate in this debate and to encourage its development. We will continue to stand with you today and into the future as our political struggles continue to progress and develop. We sincerely hope that all those that are involved in the Basque peace process will find encouragement in our own struggle, in our own experience of addressing and dealing with the long-standing and sometimes seemingly insurmountable divisions through political negotiation. No one is saying that that is going to be easy. Making peace is hugely challenging and it's enormously difficult. It demands that we seek to understand what motivates, what inspires and what drives our opponents. Ultimately, as Madiba said, we have to make friends with our enemy. The very existence of conflict and a peace process to deal with the cause of conflict is proof positive that the status quo is not an option. Change is a must. International experience shows us that with those who want change the most inevitably have to stretch themselves the most to effect that change, and that is a strategic consideration. Each conflict is different, and it is possible to discern broad principles or principles that can contribute to all of our peace processes. These include putting in place a process of inclusive dialogue, tackling the causes of which lie at the heart of the conflict, ensuring a good faith engagement by all sides, creating an inclusive process with all parties treated as equals and all mandates respected. All issues have to be on the agenda. There can be no preconditions, no vetoes, and no attempts to undermine the outcome or preclude any outcome. There should also be a time frame for implementation. Confidence-building measures are crucial. In Ireland, this meant for us improving conditions for prisoners, including moving those who were in English jails closer to their homes in Ireland. It meant demilitarisation in the environment and ending the use of emergency laws and repression. A new beginning to policing and the release of political prisoners. In this context, I would appeal to the Spanish and to the French governments to respond positively to this very important development with generosity, with imagination, and as a first step, they should engage in dialogue with the representatives of all of the Basque people, addressing the treatment of the Basque political prisoners, including ending the policy of dispersal of Basque prisoners and moving those who are significant distance away from their families closer to home. That, to me, would be a confidence-building measure which the two governments should take. The Basque people have repeatedly demonstrated in elections and on the streets their support for a peaceful resolution of the conflict here. The initiative by ETA is an important opportunity that must be grasped by both hands. The conflict with the Basque community has not been resolved since the fall of Franco, who persecuted political opponents throughout the Spanish state. He repressed the culture and the language of the Basque people. So today, there is an onerous responsibility on both the French and Spanish governments to build on the initiative of ETA and the Basque people, to seize the moment that has been created. Don't miss this opportunity. Progress in respect to the treatment of Basque prisoners would be enormously helpful in that regard. So we call upon the Spanish and the French governments to now play their part to promote a peace and process of dialogue that can advance the goal of a just and lasting peace here in the Basque country, and to bring a permanent end to one of the last European conflicts. To conclude, I just want to extend the solidarity of the Sinn Féin leadership and all of the Irish Republicans to the Basque people, to the Basque National Liberation leadership, as you embark on the next stage of your journey towards a just and lasting peace and reconciliation here in your country. Garma